So I just finished the first season of the new Disney Plus Star Wars show, The Bad Batch, and it was really disappointing. Yes, I have a lot of thoughts about this show, and the first season is over, and it's been almost a whole 3 months since it came out, and I'm finally ready to talk about it. But before this video starts, I gotta say that I am going completely off script, off kilter for this one. Yes, I was so tired and so angry last night, I could not get myself off my ass and write a script for this video because I was so angry and so disappointed. A show with this quality deserves a review with the same matching quality. So yeah, The Bad Batch is over, and it's so disappointing. The Clone Wars is my second favorite show of all time. It holds an extremely special place on my heart, second only to Community, which I just made an hour-long video on, and if you haven't seen it, link's right here. Please go watch it. It was like the hardest thing I've ever done. The Bad Batch arc from Season 7 wasn't anything particularly interesting, but I really liked it. It was a fresh, new concept, and it was handled pretty well, and I think was a great kickoff to the final season. However, I, like many others, was very wary, let's say, when it came to the Bad Batch's introduction so late in the timeline of the Clone Wars, because as we know, only like 2 weeks later, certain events would occur. And when I saw on Instagram that they were making a whole show about the Bad Batch, I felt like I knew where this was going. So before I get into the stuff that I don't like, let's start with the positives. The first episode is perfect. It's a 10 out of 10. The first episode is so good. It kicks us off right at the end of the Clone Wars, shooting us headfirst into Order 66. The first 20 or so minutes of the first episode is some of the coolest Star Wars stuff I've ever seen. We haven't really seen this period of after the Clone Wars and the turnover between the Republic and the Empire that much in Star Wars media, and it was really cool and refreshing seeing the ideas that this show takes. Also, the animation is somehow even better than in Clone Wars Season 7. It's like fucking beautiful, but that also brings us to the end of the stuff that I like, because almost every episode that had something good had equal amount of bad, and the bad stuff, unfortunately, are the main characters. I am not the biggest fan of the Bad Batch, I have got to say. I liked them good enough in their arc in Clone Wars Season 7, but I don't know. I can't stand them now. Watching this season with this kind of stuff would have been fine and tolerable if I kind of knew what I was getting going into it. The thing is, though, they paint each episode as such a dark slate to go on, with the title card literally being the Clone Wars title card getting incinerated and Bad Batch replacing it. What? So, like, you expect some dark shit to go on, and then every episode has 15 minutes devolved to Wrecker and Omega f***ing eating cereal. Oh, and speaking of Omega, she's not the greatest. I don't hate her on the level that some people do, but I don't like her either. She is very clearly Disney attempting to replicate the success of Baby Yoda with another cute little fish out of water concept, potentially force-sensitive little MacGuffin girl, but it doesn't really work, and the Wrecker and Omega relationship has nothing compared to Din Djarin and Baby Yoda. It's insane and kind of laughable that they expected like the lightning to strike twice with this one. The tone, like I mentioned before, is something very crucial, and it was very much not what I was expecting. Clone Wars is very much a show for everyone. People might look at it and think it's a kid's show, but it is very much more than that. It delves into dark themes without hesitation, and it does it beautifully while still retaining things that all audiences will enjoy. I was expecting more of that from this season, but actually, I guess Dave Filoni and the writers decided to take more of an approach that me and people in the Cosmonaut Variety Hour community would like to call kiddie show garbage. Because every episode goes a little something like this. The Bad Batch arrive on a planet. They have to find a thing. They go to like this little cantina. That person who owns the cantina tells them that they can only find the thing if they go over here. So then they go over there, and they don't find the thing, and then they realize that Omega is either lost lost or gets captured, and then Omega like just tips over some boxes or something, and then they have to run away from the police, and they run away from the police, and then they get on their ship, and Omega brings like a pet raccoon or something with them, and they go, and then they're like, oh wait, we just got coordinates, and we have to go over here now. All right, and Omega, you're the leader now, because every episode has to end with them being like, all right, Omega, what's the move? And then boom, that's it. That's 25 minutes of your life wasted. 25. That's nothing. That's fucking. Every episode goes the same way. Every episode. Most of this show is filler. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is half of the show that is filler. That is insane. Not even Clone Wars, which is at most 40% filler, is not nearly as much as this. But my biggest gripe has yet to be mentioned. It is not the characters. It is not the filler. It is the length. This show, this fucking kiddie show garbage-ass Rebels prequel is 16 episodes long. 16! Not 8 that you'd usually see with these kind of character-centric shows. Not 10. Not 12 like Clone Wars Season 7. Fucking 16! That is an abnormal amount for a show like this. That is inevitably what made me know that most of the episodes would become filler, and I had to force myself to watch these episodes. I don't know if other people feel this way about it, but this is how I feel, and I know that there probably is going to be a lot of people that like this, and that's perfectly fine. Like what you like. I mean, there's people who like the fucking Speed Racers movie, and one of those people is my English teacher. But for me, and for a lot of other people, this show just was not it. It was so much wasted potential. It had cool-ass concepts. They could have gone so many other places with it. That would have been so cool. And even the places that they did go retroactively in the world building were cool. Just, let me put it this way. For every 10 minutes of an episode that I enjoyed and the lore got expanded for me, I got an equal amount of bullshit-ass freaking Barbie loses a shoe level writing. This is just not it, Chief. If this is more of what I can expect in Season 2, I will not be watching it in Season 2. But yeah, I've rambled on way too far and way too long, and I guess it's time for my final verdict. The final verdict for the first season of Star Wars The Bad Batch, The Clone Wars, the sequel, whatever the hell this is called, is a 5.5 out of 10. So disappointed.